Hello and welcome along. Today we are taking a first look at Riverview for Farming Simulator 19. This is by a Cavalier Roy and it's only available on PC and it is available from the personal computer simulator gaming website. Link to that is in the description below. And yeah, so we've spawned into the map. We've spawned into what looks like, I believe this is the shop from, it's either the shop from FS, I think this is the shop from FS 17 maybe? Or no, I'm not sure. I know I've seen this before. This may even be FS 13's shop. But we got some cardboard cutouts of various Grimmy and case pieces of equipment here. A little bit low resolution on these, so yeah, that could do with updating a little bit. But otherwise, I like that. Good spawn point at the shop. Really, really useful. But yeah, that does seem to be a model of the shop that's showing its age just a little bit. And I don't wish to start this off particularly negative in this way. But that is the first thing that strikes me when I come onto this map. So as per my first looks in FS 17. I have not looked at this map at all. I have not been in it. I've seen Rainbow Dave do a very short bit of his live stream on it. But otherwise, yeah, this is completely fresh to me. We have added in as our vehicle of choice to go around the map, being the John Deere Gator. So we're going to be driving around in that. All in all, the shop area looks pretty good. It's yeah, nice big shop area. Should be able to get lots of machinery from here. And we're going to jump in the Gator here. And we're going to have a look around the map. So let's pull up our map information. And you can see here that it's got, how many fields do we have here? We've got 35 fields, 30, 41, 3, 7, 47 fields by the looks of things. I believe 47 is the highest number I can see. And yeah, so lots and lots of fields. So smaller field map, largest field appears to be field 30. We're going to try and drive around, although the roads on this look really interesting. I cannot wait to sort of get up to that top end of the map, sort of fields 1, 2, 3, and have a look up that way. But we are going to start off, we're going to head down by field 41. So out of here, we want to turn right. And this is for a map that has come out really, really fast after the release of Farming Simulator 19. There's a nice bit of detail to it straight off the bat. There's nothing plain about this map at all. It's an interesting looking map. I'm not a huge fan of the roadways as they stand, but they're not at all bad. Don't get me wrong. And I feel I'm being maybe a little harsh early on. I'm loving the detail in this town. It does just really rather work. It really works. So I'm going to pop up here because I think this is an island. This bit. So yeah, so this is an island up here. And it looks like, it's an island at the farm shop. Ah, no, this is our first sell point up here. So there's a nice effect with this this river, this lake around this. It's a very scenic map, this. And here is our fuel station. So there's a fuel station here. There's a sell point here. So this is the farm shop. It looks like this is also an egg sell point, maybe. We will go through the. We will go through all of the sell points and everything on the screen before the end of this. And I think we might be able to go up and around the top of this island as well. This is a really, really intricate map in the number of roads and things. It strikes me straight. Just looking at the map in general and then looking at the roads that we're driving on. And again, look at that view. Wow. Does seem like the trees are a little uniform, but I don't think that's the map maker's fault. I think the trees in Farm Sim are just very uniform. But there is a really nice level of detail to this. I would say the only issue I have, especially if you get up close to these these bits is that the textures on the map seem to be a little bit low detail in general. Certainly for the scenery stuff. But it's overall, I'm impressed by this. I'm impressed by the level of detail that the creator of the map, Cavalier Roy, has put into this with so soon after FS19's release. It just screams a level of detail that given a little more time and a little more a little more time for FS19 to bed in. I think maps from him are going to be fantastic to see more of in FS19. I'm really looking forward to seeing more from this map creator. There is a very, as I said, very nice ID detail. Right, so let's head down here. Now there's a sort of a housing, I think there's a roundabout or a housing area in here. Around here. What have we got here? So yeah, there's sort of a square that's got more houses down there. And then we've got field 41 to our left here. And yeah, that is a nice big field. Wow. So looking at the map, field 41 is not our biggest field. And yet, that is huge. So I think I've got a little bit of a misnomer with this. In that I think the fields on this map are bigger than I realise. Again, that grass field there, oh, because I got the camera. No, I've got no camera collision at the moment. It's actually quite difficult to show some of these fields. But they're big. They are some pretty big fields on this map, which is good to see. To squeeze 47 fields into this map is really quite amazing, and really well done. So I'm quite impressed with that. Now, one of the things that straight off the bat this map suggests to me is that there's it's got a large forestry contingent, and we're going to go up and have a look at that. And it's good to see, again, good to see so early on in FS19's release a good forestry map to be released, because it was one of the things for me. It was one of the things that I was missing. From FS19. I never really found, FS17, never really found a great forestry map, and I'm liking this. I kind of wish, so here, one of the things I've always said in FS17 is judging a map on its detail by the forestry area. Here it does let me down a little bit, or it's a little bit of a letdown here. Nice sell point up here. Not quite what I was expecting. I was expecting a sort of a forestry sell point, but it's a nice looking sell point, nicely shrouded in the trees up here. I kind of wish that the creator had used the forestry ground texture up here instead of grass. I always think that makes a forestry area look nicer, especially if you've got a large crowd of trees here. I'd much prefer it when a creator uses the forestry ground texture. So yeah, I think that would have been nice. But in general, I quite like that. It's nice to see a good scenic area, or a good area that really has, again, a nice attention to detail on it. Good place for a sell point. Not what I expected, which was even better. So let's have a look up here and have a look into this forestry area as well. And I'm just trying to get a feel for all the stuff around the map in general. Again, we're on a roadway through the forestry here. I would like to have seen the forestry ground texture. We've got the grass texture. It does look really nice otherwise though. And I think that a little bit of grass in the middle of these roadways and things like that just add a little bit of character to it. So there's it's a really kind of interesting fight between the two aspects of this map. On one side, the detail is amazing, and on the other side, And the other places, there are a few places where I feel it could have used a little bit more. But that's, you know, as I said, early map. Not surprised that there are bits that could do with a little bit of refinement. In general, I'm impressed with it. I am. And there is a good number of, I love that you can basically get lost in this map. And whoa, okay. So that was not the route to take. So we're gonna, now this again, I think this is a dead end here. So it's really nice that these forestry areas, again, you can get lost in. Really nicely lost. And we do have a sell point here. So I'm gonna cross country it towards here. And wow. It's a really great map to get lost in this. Really, really wonderful for that. I want to get to that sell point, so I think we're going to have to go up over the top here. Through here. And we're only... we're almost halfway around this side of the map, although I want to get up to the other side. So one of the things I'm planning to do as we continue around this map is that we hopefully will end up in the farmyard. And we will... like my FS17 map first looks, we will have a look at what machinery you start with as well. And of course with FS19, with what buildings you start with. So we have this in new farmer mode. So we will get a view of the machinery and the equipment and things you start with in that mode. We of course won't you won't get those in the other modes, in the farm manager or start from scratch modes, but I think it's interesting to see the line of thinking of the map creator in what vehicles you get given to start with. So that's something we are very much going to be having a look at, and also what fields and things that you start with, because I think that's also an interesting thing, because these days you may not start in the same area in the map as the map creator suggests you do. So this here, I'm not 100% sure what this area is, so let's have a look. So this here is the spinnery. So this is where you sell your cotton and your wool, down this bottom corner. One nice thing would have been to have a nice sign here. Right, let's head around the fields here, and we get a good view of these fields. So there's that one out there, which is field 32, which is grass field, and oh. But at least the hedges have a nice collision on them. And then over there, that is field 33. This is, wow, this is a really, really windy road map. This reminds, actually, do you know what? This reminds me slightly of Lancey Boy stuff. In the way that he will create some really windy roads that take... that give a map a much bigger field than it is. Right, so we have a fork in the road here. If we head down, so we either head up towards the animal dealer or down and bakery, or down towards the brewery. I think we're going to head up to the animal dealer and bakery. We may double back on ourselves in a moment. So yeah, it's a lot in this map. And I believe this is only a 2x map. I believe this is only a standard map. Which the amount that's been crammed in here is a real credit to the creator, if that's the case. Because this is just wow. So in here we have the animal dealer. I'm liking the look of that. That is a nice looking animal dealer. And then out the other side. So that's where you can pick up your cows, your sheep, your pigs, and your horses. And your chickens, of course, as well. And then we're going to wind our way around here. Again, so many forestry areas on this map. That is an impressive thing. I'm very much liking the focus on forestry on this map. It really speaks well for the map. But forestry, to me, forestry is not a second thought on this map. Forestry is very much a heart. It's very much the heart of this map. And if you like forestry in FS19, I think you're going to love playing on this map. And that is... There are some really nice scenery points on this map as well. Just areas that you can look out over the map and see some pretty wonderful stuff. So this is the brewery. This is a sell point here as well. And it's... I don't think these are standard sell points. These could be standard sell points in FS19. I'm not sure though. Then we're going to head down here, and hopefully this will cut us. No, that just brings us again to a nice patch. It's the only thing. There's the only thing that I'm really disliking. Is with the number of forestry areas, with the attention to detail everywhere else. I am having an issue with not having the forestry ground texture. And you probably got that feeling from me so far. It's just, it would finish things off, I think. But otherwise, I'm quite enamored with this map. There are some really, really nice looking parts to it, and some areas that just work well. It's a map that I could very well play. And would be happy to play. So we'll see whether I decide to do something with it. But it is a map that is interesting looking. That has there's nothing boring about this map. I think is a good point. The road texture and the road setup again. I think that's what if there's anything that lets this map down. I think it's some of the textures. I think there's a we've seen it on some of the side stuff. We've seen it on on the roads here. I'm kind of going. I think there are better ways to do these roads. But to be honest, that's probably a fairly small nick compared to the rest of what this map represents and how nice this map is. And just look at that. Wow, that is stunning. That is just, and again, that picture there, absolutely amazing. So there's it's a bit of a, it's got me torn, this map. It really has. There are aspects to it that are incredible and look amazing. And there are some bits of it that I'm not a fan of. Good sell point. This is this is the pub basically. That's a sell point there for the pub. Although I don't believe it's called the pub. No, that is the brewery. Oh, the one we had before, that was the bakery. Right. So there is a bridge across at the bottom of field 31, or roundabout field 31. So down here, wow, this is, I mean, that again, just looking out over that, it's just, there are aspects to this map that are utterly incredible. So that's field 31 down here, nestled in among the cliffs here, and that's a field I would love to work. Wow, would I love to work that field. I'm very I think I would be very tempted to try and start my map somewhere down start my farm somewhere down the bottom there. It's one of those things where this to me is very scenic. However, having said that, I can fully believe that in 5 minutes time I'll get to another area of the map and I go, oh, I want to start my farm there. But yeah, I mean, you can see this. This is just spectacular. And there's no way we're going to make it round everything on this map. There are going to be parts of this map I do not get to in this first look because there is so much to take in. It is such a detailed map from that point of view. And we see now that we're up here and we want to be down there. So I'm going to have to do a I don't want to U-turn and go all the way around, so we'll find a way down the rocks. Not the most realistic way of driving around this map, but yeah, we don't want to go all that way around, so we'll take it slowly, put on the brakes. There we go. That's why they call these things off-road. And yeah, so there's roads that way, nice bridge over here, and again, so scenic, so amazing to look at this map. In parts, in this whole thing of of the long views, I think is the best way of putting it. You get up close like this, and you've got the trees, and you've got the textures. I'm not quite as enamoured, but then it opens up, and you get those views across the water, and it's just amazing. This is port. This is another sell point. Some good barn areas and things. So yeah, and again, you can see on the floor here, on the ground here, the texture pattern around the port, not the greatest, not the best, and it's a pity, to be honest. It is the one thing that spoils the map for me is this juxtaposition. That's the word I've been looking for the entire time of this first one. It's juxtaposition of the beauty in various places, followed by and the attention to detail in various places, followed by these textures, and the not having the forestry